Welcome back to Arrakis Sleepers. The sands are shifting once again, and if you've been keeping an eye on the public test client, you'll know that Funcom just dropped an absolute behemoth of an update. Patch 1.3.1 is officially here for testing, and it's bringing some of the most highly anticipated infrastructural changes we've seen so far. We're talking about the long-awaited character migration system, a brand new haunted overland location to explore, vital changes to how PvP damage affects vehicles, and a massive overhaul to the economy.
This is just a service announcement from Editor Daz. Just a heads up that whilst testing this all in the PTC, the PT server was taken down to test the migration stuff, and they discovered a critical error that needs fixing, so the PTC is now going to be down for the next 24 to 48 hours while they work to resolve that. As a result of this, I haven't got any footage that I can upload for this video, so I'll drop in some screenshots and some old gameplay footage from both the Dune Awakening universe and from my own gameplay. Anyway, back to normal service. Enjoy the video.
We're also going into the weeds. We're covering the nitty-gritty UI polish, the animation fixes, and the specific base building tweaks that the dedicated community has been begging for. Grab your steel suits, check your water, and let's break everything down that you need to know about the new patch, starting with the absolute game changer: server migrations. Let's start with the headline feature. Character migration is finally entering the testing phase. MMO veterans know the pain of being stranded on a dying server. Funcom is implementing a system to cleanly usher players into more active worlds, so you will always have allies for dungeons and rivals in the deep desert. Here's how it works. Moving forward, certain worlds will be marked as closing. When you log into a closing world, you'll get a permission warning in your system menu with a countdown timer. During this closing phase, you can transfer your character to any non-closing world, completely for free, no transfer tokens required. But what if you miss the window and the server shuts down? Well, don't panic, the process becomes automated. All your vehicles and their inventories as well as your bases will be automatically backed up. The one massive exception here is deep desert bases. Those are not backed up, so plan accordingly. When you log into your new world, you'll find brand new vehicle backup and base restoration tools waiting for you in your claims and rewards system. For those of you on the PTC right now, test servers are cycling through this exact process to iron out the bugs, so hop in and test the restoration tools. It's a brilliant safety net that respects the time you've invested in building your foothold. Next up, we have a brand new overland location, the Ruins of Tsimpo. From a lore perspective, this is fantastic. Tsimpo was a strategically vital village during the War of Assassins, but it was absolutely devastated. Now it's considered a haunted wasteland. Those who go in looking for plunder often come back rambling about ghosts and madness. It's a highly atmospheric, unique map, accessible directly from the Overland. Funcom has added 5 brand new replayable Landsrad missions tied specifically to these ruins, one for each specialisation to help PTC players test these new areas faster. The progression unlock panel now lets you instantly unlock faction ranks and crafting materials. Speaking of lore and world building, the developers also snuck in a few morbid but necessary fixes. For instance, the corpse of Cassian and Leon in the Blushing Caverns can no longer be picked up. I know some of you were hoarding them for whatever reason, but that's over. Also, crashing ships in the Jabal Ifrit region should now contain area appropriate rewards, making chasing them down more lucrative. Let's shift gears to combat and the brutal environment of the deep desert. If you've been doing high-end PvP, you know that the high-grade weapons and late-game augments were absolutely melting through vehicles and structures. Funcom has stepped in now and adjust the PvP damage modifiers dealt to buildings and vehicles to better handle that massive late-game damage output. Base defense just became a lot more viable. On the PvE side, if you've been frustrated by the heavy NPCs constantly stagger-locking you, you'll be happy to hear that their hitboxes during the shove melee mechanic have been slightly reduced. It's a small tweak that makes close quarters combat feel much fairer. We also got a massive fix for the dual blades. Previously, a bug caused dual blades to actually slow your character down after a block or parry. Now you'll start moving at full speed much faster after a block, and flurry animations are finally cancelable. And a quick warning for the deep desert explorers, the Coriolis storm has received a reality check. It will once again properly destroy any vehicles left out in the deep desert. You can still recover them using the vehicle backup tool, but do not leave your favourite sandcrawler out in the open thinking it's safe. Oh, and the Landsrad personal contribution rewards will now correctly grant the Duraluminum tier Tal Cutteray schematic, instead of the lower tier aluminium version. Huge win. Patch 1.3.1 also brings some massive wins for the economy and the crafting community. First off, vendor trash is suddenly valuable. Opify gems and ship manifests have had their vendor sell values increase from a measly 13 Solari all the way up to 250 Solari. If you've been hoarding these, you're about to be very rich. For the crafters out there, we finally have an update to durability displays. If you have a crafting specialisation that gives a 50% bonus to durability, your item will now properly display 150 durability in the UI, rather than capping the visual at 100. It makes selling high quality crafted gear to other players much easier. On the base building front, we have a very welcome fix for interior designers. The advanced garment fabricator can now finally be placed right under the smuggler's building set's floor piece. It now fits perfectly into spaces with a one wall height, saving you a ton of vertical space. They also squashed a few annoying bugs. Have you ever flown out to a spice field only to find it visually completely empty, even though it was full? That visual bug is now fixed. They also patched out an exploit that allowed players to fully repair items for free and fixed a glitch where players could recover a staking unit while expanding their land claim. This one I actually hate because the staking units have a durability bar on them and the durability bar goes down every time you picked up the staking unit. It felt like it was an intended function, but it seems it was a glitch after all, so expanding your base just got a little bit more expensive. We're not talking mega money, they're only 15,000 Solari and a few steel each, but still, a little bit of a frustrating change, that one. Now for the next part, we're going to group up the quality of life changes because there's a lot of them. The Landsrad system has been heavily streamlined. The Landsrad end time has been moved to 5 minutes before the Coriolis state, meaning there is almost zero downtime for when missions can be played. They've also added a great new pop-out when talking to house representatives, allowing you to easily claim your earned rewards without digging through the speech menus. The UI team put in overtime for this patch. Shigawire subtitles will no longer randomly disappear when your dialogue volume is set to 0. The Overland Map camera will no longer violently jump away from the border under specific conditions, and formatting errors on the Landsrad board have been cleaned up. But for me, the most noticeable changes are in the animations and audio. We're talking about enhanced cloth physics on characters like Ariste, improved simulations on smugglers in the Highliner, and crucial fixes to holster animations for swords so they don't float awkwardly in the air or through your chest anymore. For the lore nerds, Alara actually has new animations when she's catcalling or bossing you around, and the Reverend Mother's hair clipping have finally been fixed. Audio-wise, the Chapter 3 bosses now have proper sound effects for their taunts and phase changes. They also fixed a bug where the epic music was missing from a Harken and Pledge thematic, and finally added the missing footstep sound effects for walking while holding dual blades. Overall, patch 1.3.1 isn't just a big bug fix update, it's laying the vital groundwork for the long-term health of the game. Character migrations alone are going to save a lot of headaches, and the Ruins of Tsimpo looks to be an amazing addition to the Overland Map, and the sheer volume of UI, audio and animation polish is staggering. The game is feeling smoother and more cohesive with every single patch. But I want to hear from you guys. Which faction are you taking into the Ruins of Tsimpo? And what do you think of the new PvP vehicle damage changes? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to leave a like if this breakdown helped you out, and subscribe for more Dune Awakening updates. Until next time, sleepers, may your blade chip and shatter, and I'll see you in the dunes. Okay, bye!